When I was in high school, I started a club called Nerd Herd. And in that club, I invited people from different walks of life, from different interests and different ways to come and be a part of it. And at the time, I did not realize what kind of influence it could have had. But I know that all of the teenagers that were in that club had some kind of trial or some kind of depression or some kind of anxiety coming into it. And I know that even to this day, we still talk about how it influenced us. Now, again, I'm not in high school anymore, so I can't be a part of Nerd Herd anymore. However, I do have local game stores that I can go to, which do a very similar thing. And they are able to provide places for kids of all ages and of different circumstances, a place to play and have fun, regardless of their circumstance or how they're feeling. Now, as I mentioned, feeling. That is a strong thing lately about this day and age. We have the rise of social media, which allows us to tell everybody how we're feeling. However, even if we're telling everybody how we're feeling, we're not really expressing it to someone in person. It's extremely different. And as uh, Pure has put it, it doesn't allow, or sorry, Newsweek has put it doesn't allow us to have the socialization that we really actually need as human beings. We need to encourage some other way and some other outlet for children, teenagers, people in general to express their feelings and to get socialization. Teens now more than ever have had a I apologize, sorry, my notes fell down. Has had a presence on social media, and as I mentioned before, but are still not getting the socialization that they need. Partially due to depression, partially due to socialization. All of these factors have added up to a staggering statistic of 18% of teenagers considering suicide, 15% making a plan, and 89% attempting that plan. Those numbers are staggering, and those were in 2019. The the COVID, uh, all the COVID shutdowns and everything after that has only made things worse. In fact, an article by Et Sapti, yes, Et Sapti, Facebook depression is a thing that they have coined as a addiction to social media that is so severe that people have to turn to alcoholism and drugs in order to solve and to feel better about themselves. So put simply, we need to unplug, we need to disconnect to reconnect. Now we could stop cold turkey technology. We could go live in a commune without any electricity or energy, or we could just throw away our phones. But none of these are practical solutions. We live in a day and age where social media is a thing and it is a tool. It's gotten a little out of hand, but that's something that we can do and go to local game stores to help control. See, now, local game stores use social media to get in touch with people. They use it as a tool and they are able to schedule events, make plans, and let other people know about the things that are happening at that local game store. The um, so with the events, they're scheduled in advance. So busy teenagers nowadays, according to Pior, are able to are bombarded with things that they need to do in their schedule. And this would allow them to be able to pick and choose what kinds of events they want, especially in things that they're passionate about. They could be really passionate about Magic the Gathering, or Pokemon, or Dungeons and Dragons, or any of the other popular things that are at game stores. And they are able to pick and choose what times and places that they would like to go. And most typical game stores let people come in and play for free. So there's not any money or any social requirement. They just come in and they play and they have fun. It also encourages people to be unplugged. Most of these games, like Dungeons and Dragons, they have a stipulation, a social contract, if you will, that says that everyone needs to be unplugged and undistracted. Also, that encourages players to talk with one another and to socialize, which is something desperately needed right now. And often D&D is seen as a violent game, D&D and maybe some other games that I mentioned. However, in a study by Sid Hugh and Carter, They coined a term, benevolent transgressive play. Dungeons and Dragons allows you to have maybe a little bit of a violent curve with your characters and players. However, it does not become habit forming and is actually a healthy way to execute those kinds of aggressive feelings and behaviors. Implementing regular game nights would be extremely easy. Again, there's already game stores that are doing that. We just need to support the game stores. Go in, buy things, or even just go in and be a part of the crowd that is there. Our teens, our companions, everybody here on this planet Earth needs to have a little help every once in a while with depression, anxiety. It's not going away. Social media and Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, all of the social medias, they're not going away. But we do need a way to deal with the environment that we have and execute it in a way that is socially recommended, specified, and acceptable. We've all been low, we've all been down, we all know how that feels. However, we have a solution, and it's in local game stores. Local game stores are able to reach out and help players feel like they have a place to belong. Like in the Nerd Herd that I started in high school. We all talked about it at the very end of the semester, and we all decided that the club literally saved our lives in many cases, and local game stores can do the same. We just need to reach out and continue to support.